Hello, everyone, and I welcome you all to this session. Today, we have an exciting topic for you that is DevOps tutorial for beginners. Whether you're a developer, an operation expert, or just someone curious to know about DevOps, you are in the right place. In this video, we will cover the fundamentals of DevOps all the way from why it's essential to how it can streamline software development and deployment. But before we proceed, it is highly recommended that you subscribe to our Edureka's YouTube channel and click the bell button to never miss out any updates from us. Also, if you are interested in furthering your knowledge of DevOps following this session and would like to enroll in Edureka's DevOps course, then kindly refer the link in the description below. Now, let's begin with our agenda where we will have a brief overview of what we will cover in this DevOps tutorial video. Well, we shall start with understanding why do we need DevOps, after which we will learn about what is DevOps and cover the very basics that you must and should know about DevOps. After this, we will then see what are the different phases in DevOps. Next, we will learn about some of the top DevOps tools which are currently being used. We will then see some of the advantages that makes DevOps in demand. At last, we will get our hands dirty with a short demo where we will learn how to set up a CI/CD pipeline with Jenkins. So sit back and let's get started. Now, let us understand why did we shift to DevOps or why should we choose DevOps when we already had a traditional model that we all know, that is the waterfall model. So what were the reasons why did we switch from waterfall model to DevOps? Well, the shift from waterfall model to DevOps was primarily motivated by a combination of technological advancement, evolving business requirements, and the realization of the constraints posed by the waterfall approach. There are several key reasons why organizations have transitioned from the traditional waterfall approach to adopting DevOps practices. Now, let's explore these reasons in detail. The first one is agility and faster delivery. Waterfall's linear and sequential approach made responding quickly to changing markets demands very challenging. Whereas DevOps emphasizes continuous delivery and automation, allowing organizations to release software updates rapidly and efficiently. Next is customer centric. Waterfall often had limited customer involvement until the end of the project, which led to misunderstandings and dissatisfaction. Well, in the case of DevOps, as it's highly influenced by Agile principle, it strongly emphasizes customer collaboration and feedback throughout the development process, ensuring that the software meets customer needs. The next reason is the iterative development. Waterfall's Big Bang approach meant the errors and issues which were often discovered late in the development cycle, which led to costly rework. Whereas the DevOps incorporates iterative development, allowing for continuous testing, feedback, and improvement, reducing the risk of late stage issues. Now, if we talk in terms of quality assurance, Waterfall's late stage testing made it difficult to catch and address defects early. On the other hand, DevOps promotes continuous testing, ensuring better software quality and faster identification and resolution of issues. Lastly, it's collaboration and culture. Waterfall often encourages silos, which is nothing but the division between the development and operations team, leading to communication barriers. Whereas DevOps promotes a collaborative culture where development and operation teams work together closely, breaking down the divisions and improving coordination. Well, this was the key reason why we switched from traditional waterfall model to DevOps. Now, if we talk about the future existence of DevOps, then by 2026, Gartner predicts that 80% of the software engineering organizations will have established platform teams in order to bring together software developers and IT operations. If we talk in terms of metrics, then DevOps market size has crossed around 8 billion US dollars from past 2 years and is projected to grow at a CAGR of 20% from 2023 to 2032, which is driven by the rising need for reducing the software development cycle and accelerating the delivery. Well, these were the key reasons why DevOps is in higher demand, and most of the organizations have already switched to this approach. And in the upcoming years, DevOps will become the part of every single organization. Now we have got to know about its popularity. Now let us understand what actually DevOps concept is and how it works. Well, DevOps is nothing but development and operation. It is a set of practices, principles, and cultural philosophies in order to improve collaboration and communication between the software development and IT operations team. DevOps aims to automate and streamline software development and deployment, allowing organizations to deliver high quality of software more rapidly and reliably. Now let's understand it in a more simpler way. So let me take an example so that we can understand the DevOps in detail. Now let's imagine that you have built an e-commerce platform and now it's your initial stage. So you have chosen a traditional method, or we can say a non-DevOps approach. So how would be your workflow, or how would be your development life cycle through a traditional method? So first thing is silos and handoffs. Here, the development and operations team work in separate silos. Silos is nothing but the division. So here, what does it mean? That the development team is a separate team and the operations team is a separate team. The developers write code for new website features or bug fixes, but do not handle the deployment or operations. They just simply hand over their codes to the operations team when it's done. Second is slow deployment. When it comes to deployment, now once the operations team receives the code, they manually deploy it to the live website. And this process involves configuring servers, databases, and networks. At the end, it's a slow and an error prone process that could take days or weeks. Next is the integration challenges. Now, because developers and operations have different environments and configurations, issues often arise during deployment, like compatibility problems, missing dependencies, or incorrect configuration, which causes delays as well as errors. At the end, we have the customer impact. Well, these delays and errors in deployment can result in frustrated customers. The website might go down briefly during updates, leading to lost sales opportunity and poor user experience. So, here the customer will be dissatisfied with this kind of approach. So, these are the issues that you face while you follow the traditional model. Now let's see how DevOps transform this scenario. First is collaboration and automation. DevOps encourages close collaboration between development and operations team. They work together from the beginning of the software deployment process, and the automated tools and scripts facilitate this collaboration as well. Second is the continuous integration. Developers write code and push it to the common code repository. Here, the automated CI system builds and tests the code with every change, ensuring it always works. After the integration, then comes the continuous delivery. Here, when the code passes all tests, it automatically moves to the next stage of the CD pipeline. And here, the automated deployment scripts push the code to staging or production environment. Lastly is the monitoring and feedback. Continuous monitoring tools watch the live website 24 hours 7, and if any performance issues or error occurs, they are detected immediately. And then the operations team receives alerts and address the problems promptly. At the end, your project is delivered on time as well as with high quality, and this makes the customers very much satisfied. Now, this was the brief understanding about the DevOps. Now, let's delve deep down into the concept and see what are the different phases in DevOps. Well, I said that DevOps is not typically organized into distinct phases like how traditional software development lifecycle used to be. Instead, it is a set of practices and principles as well as cultural philosophies that promotes continuous collaboration, integration and delivery throughout the entire software development and IT operation process. However, in order to provide a structured understanding, let's break down the key aspects or stages involved in DevOps. So, the first phase is planning and collaborations. In DevOps, development and operations team work closely together from the initial planning stages. Collaboration ensures that everyone understands the project's goal and requirements. As I had said before, many DevOps practices are rooted in agile methodologies. And here, agile planning techniques such as user stories and sprint planning are often used to outline development tasks. Our next phase is development phase. Here, developers write and frequently integrate code into the shared repositories. And then the automated CI pipelines continuously build, test, and validate code changes, ensuring the code remains functional and defect free. Now, once the code is written, it then undergoes for review. Here, the code reviews are essential to the development phase. Teams review each other's codes in order to catch issues early and maintain code quality. After development comes the testing and quality assurance. In DevOps, we have automated testing, which includes unit tests, integration tests, and end to end tests that is integrated into the CI CD pipeline. This helps identify and address defects promptly. Well, this is not the end. The code always undergo continuous testing. Here, continuous testing ensures that code changes meet quality standards and that any issues are discovered and resolved quickly. Our next phase is deployment. Now, once code passes all the tests, it automatically moves to the deployment phase. Here, the automated CD pipelines handle the deployment process, including configuring servers, databases, and networks. Tools like Docker and Kubernetes are often used to automate containerizations and orchestration, making deployment more consistent and reliable. Our next phase is monitoring and feedback. Here, the tools and practices for continuous monitoring of applications and infrastructure are critical in DevOps. So, they provide a real time system performance visibility and help quickly detect and respond to the issues. Here, the feedback loops are established between the development as well as the operations team based on the monitoring data. Here, any issues or improvements are communicated and addressed promptly. Next comes the security integration. Security practices are integrated in DevOps process. That is nothing but DevSecOps. Here, security checks and scanning tools are automated to identify and remediate vulnerabilities early in the development cycle. Lastly, we have the cultural and continuous improvement. DevOps fosters a culture of collaboration, shared responsibilities, and a fail forward mentality. Here, teams continuously learn from mistakes and aim for the improvements. DevOps also promotes continuous improvement where teams regularly assess their processes and seek ways to make them more efficient and effective. So, these were the different phases in DevOps. Well, it's important to note that DevOps is not a linear process. Rather, it is a set of practices that can be adaptive and tailored to an organization's specific needs and constraints. Here, the ultimate goal is to create a culture of collaboration and automation that enables faster, more reliable, and customer centric software delivery. Now, let us look on to the different tools that are used in DevOps. So our first tool is Git, which is a free and an open source distributed version control system that is used to track changes in files and folders. Millions of developers use it to organize their code and work with others worldwide. Git is a distributed version control system That means that each developer has a complete copy of the repository on their local machine. This makes it easy to collaborate on projects even if developers are not working online. Git also provides several other features such as branching and merging. Branches allow you to create different project versions without affecting the main branch. And merging allows you to combine different branches back into the main branch. Git is a powerful tool that can help you to manage your code and collaborate with others. It is a popular choice for every developers of all skill levels. Next is Maven. Maven is a software project management and comprehension tool widely used in DevOps. It helps automate software application, build, test, and deployment. Maven basically uses a conventions over a configuration approach, which allows a set of predefined conventions for how projects are structured and built. This makes it easier for the developers to get started and to collaborate on projects with other Maven users. It also automates couple of tasks such as dependency management. Here, it can automatically download and manage a project's dependency, which helps to ensure that all developers on team are using the same version of the same dependency. Next, it builds automation. Here, it automates the process of compiling code, running tests, and creating deployable artifacts, which then helps to make the build process more efficient and repeatable. It also automates the deployment process. Here, Maven can be used to automate the process of deploying applications to production environment, which helps to make the deployment process more reliable and less error prone. That's why Maven is a popular choice for DevOps teams because as it is easy to use and can automate many tasks. It is also well integrated with other DevOps tools like Jenkins and Ansible. Now that we have taken the name of Jenkins, so let's understand what is Jenkins too. Well, Jenkins is an open source continuous integration as well as continuous delivery automation server. It is used to automate the process of building, testing, and deploying software applications. Jenkins basically works by creating a pipeline of tasks that are executed sequentially. And here, each task in the pipeline can be anything from compiling code to running tests or to deploying an application or to the production. Jenkins can be configured to trigger the pipeline automatically whenever a change is pushed to a version control system such as Git. This allows the developers to quickly get the feedback on their changes and deploy them to production quickly and reliably. And this makes Jenkins a popular choice for DevOps teams as it is well integrated with the DevOps tools like Maven and Ansible. Our next tool is Chef, which is an open source configuration management tool that is widely used in DevOps. It helps to automate the process of configuring and managing the infrastructure. Well, it works by using a set of recipes to configure and manage the particular infrastructure. It's written in Ruby and can be used to configure anything from a single server to a complex cloud environment. Chef is typically used to automate couple of tasks such as provisioning. Here it is used to provision new servers and other infrastructure resources. It also automates the configuration. It also automates the configuration where it can configure the servers and other infrastructure resources. It also helps in the management where it manages the server and other infrastructure resources such as installing and updating the software and starting and stopping the services. Therefore, Chef is a popular choice for the DevOps teams as it is a powerful tool that can help DevOps teams to improve the efficiency and reliability of their infrastructure management process. Our next tool is Docker. Docker is a containerization platform that packages an application and all its dependencies into a standard unit for software development, shipping, and deployment. It has a Docker container image, which is a lightweight standalone executable package of software that includes everything needed to run an application. such as code, runtime, system tools, system libraries, and settings. The benefit of using Docker in DevOps is that Docker can help automate many of the tasks that are involved in the software development process, such as building, testing, and deploying applications. It also helps to ensure that the applications are deployed to production consistently and reliably. It also reduces the number of errors during the software development process. Here, the Docker containers can be deployed to any platform that supports Docker, and this makes it easy to move applications between the two different environments. At last, it also reduces the costs associated with the software development by automating many tasks that are involved in the process and makes it easier to deploy applications to different environments. Overall, Docker is a valuable tool for DevOps teams that can help improve the software development processes efficiency, reliability, portability, and cost effectiveness. So, these were the important tools that are used in DevOps. Now that we have got to know about DevOps, its phases, as well as we also looked on to some of the important tools that are used in DevOps, now let's look on to the advantages that makes DevOps in demand. Well, DevOps offers numerous advantages to organizations, enabling them to streamline software development, deployment, and operation process while improving overall efficiency, collaboration, and customer satisfaction. So, let us look on to the advantages one by one. First is faster time to market. Here, DevOps practices enable rapid development, testing, and deployment of the software, allowing organizations to release new features and updates more quickly. This speed to market advantage helps the businesses to stay competitive in dynamic industry. Second is the continuous integration and continuous delivery. The CI/CD pipelines automate the building, testing, and deployment of code changes, reducing human errors and ensuring that software is consistently in deployable state. This leads to more reliable and frequent releases. With DevOps, we have improved collaboration as it fosters collaboration and communication between development, operations, and other cross functional teams. It breaks down the traditional silos, resulting in better coordination and shared responsibility. It also enhances the quality as the automated testing and continuous monitoring help identify and address issues early in the development process, leading to higher software quality and fewer production defects. It also offers increased efficiency by automating repetitive tasks such as provisioning infrastructure and configuring environments, which reduces manual efforts, saves time, and minimizes the risk of errors. At last is the cost saving. DevOps practices optimize resource utilization, reduces downtime, and improve efficiency, reducing software development and operation costs. Well, these were the few advantages that we have discussed. There are more advantages of DevOps, which ultimately helps the organization achieve their business goals. Now, let's quickly move ahead with our small demo where we will learn how to set up the CI CD pipeline using Jenkins. Well, before we head on to our demo, we must have a couple of prerequisites. That is, we must have Jenkins installed and running in our system. And second is a Git repository with a web application code base. Now, if you guys have both the things in your system, well and good. If not, let's install. So, starting with the Jenkins. Now, for this, you need to just go to Google and just type Jenkins downloads. So here you get the option. Now here you get couple of options related to how to download Jenkins. So always make sure that you install any software from their official website. Alright. So we will just go into the Jenkins official website, which is in the first place itself. We will just go inside that. And here you get the downloads of your Jenkins. So here, as you can see, they have given you some prerequisites while you are installing the Jenkins file. So here, as they say that before downloading, please take moment in reviewing the hardware and the software requirements. So based on whatever hardware and software, it must be available while you're installing this Jenkins file. Then you must also see the packages, which you can see over here. There are two packages of Jenkins. One is 2.414.2 and second one is 2.424. So these are the two packages out of which you can choose any one. Now, once you are done, they have given you a simple, like a small process how to install. Now, in my case, I had installed the Jenkins 2.424. So here I just go to the Windows and here you get all the instructions. Okay, let's refresh. So here I will be choosing Jenkins 2.424 and I'll just go to Windows version. So here as we'll just go to the Windows section and here you can see your Jenkins automatically gets downloaded. The package starts installing. And now here as you can see you get the steps how to install your Jenkins. So we will follow each one of them one by one. So let me just cancel this download and well, let's go to our Jenkins setup. So here I will just type Jenkins and here I have this MSI file. So I'll be quickly opening that. And from here we shall start our installation. Now here as you can see they have given you the instructions, so we will be following that. So we'll just click on next and here you choose your file where your Jenkins need to be installed. So I'll keep it a default where it is actually stored. Almost all my softwares are downloaded at this path itself, so I would be keeping it default. At your case, if you want to change, you can simply change your path and then install it. But I would recommend keep it very default so that you don't mess up while installing. So we'll just go ahead with next. And now here they ask you for the service login credentials. Here they ask you mainly your administrator account and a password. Now in this case, we will be not taking this option. We will just take run service as a local system and then we will move ahead. Now once we come over here, they ask us to choose the port. That is nothing but our local host where we can run this Jenkins. Here by default, it runs at the 8080 port. So we'll be keeping it default itself. We won't change any port numbers and we will just click on test port. So it basically checks whether the port is available or no. So in my case, it shows fine. Then we'll just go ahead next. And here they require your Java development kit. So here as you can see, your Java development kit's version should be either 11, 17 or 21. In my case, I have the latest version, so I have downloaded it. If you guys do not have, then you can also upgrade your JDK version and then install your Jenkins. Now, once you are done with this, we will just go ahead and here you can check whatever features you require. In my case, I will let it be as default and then we will go ahead. Now, this is our final stage. We'll start installing our Jenkins. Now we'll just click on Jenkins and it will take a couple of minutes. It won't take so much time as well. Alright, so your Jenkins has been set up successfully. So from here, we will just finish it up. Now once your package is installed in your system, now it's time to open our Jenkins dashboard. Now how do you do that? We will go to our local host. Now once our package is installed, now what we need to do, we need to open our local host where our Jenkins dashboard is displayed. So we will just click on this link, whatever is mentioned in the main website, and let's go in. And here they ask you to unlock the Jenkins. Now they are asking for the administrative password. So here what you need to do, you need to go to this particular path, file path, where you will find your administrator password. So just copy this and go to your files and just paste your path. Once you're done, you find your initial admin password. So from here we will go and we will open through Notepad, and now we will copy this whole password. Now once you copy, we're just gonna paste it over here and click on continue. Save never. It takes time, but so here, as you can see, you have your options to create your own Jenkins, like create your own dashboard based on your requirements. So here are two options. One is like default. It can be like suggested based on the plugins, or else you can yourself select your plugins which are suitable as per your need. But in my case, as it's just a demo, so we will choose your first option and let's see. Now here it checks the plugins based on the dependencies. It starts creating your Jenkins dashboard. So it may take some time to like just analyze and then get started. So let's wait. And let's go ahead. So it analyzes all the plugins and then go ahead with the installation. Now, as you can see over here, you have this create first admin user. So here you need to create your account. So let's give it a name. For example, like it is Edureka demo. So I'll just name it very simple and we'll keep it a simple password to it. Then you need to put your full name. You can keep anything as per your requirement and your email ID. So I'll be selecting the email ID and save and continue. Okay, I guess the passwords didn't match. I guess now it's good to go. Alright, now here your Jenkins URL, as you know that we are using our local host. So we will just save and finish. And now your Jenkins is ready. So we'll just quickly start using Jenkins. So here you can see you have your Jenkins dashboard. You have your own account that we named Edureka class, and you have other options like new item and people whom you want to connect, and then you have your build history, manage Jenkins. So these are different options provided by Jenkins and you work with them. Well, now we are logged into the Jenkins dashboard. Now next step is to create new item. Now here as you can see there's an option for create new item. We'll just simply click over here and we will name the item name. So let's name it as my web app CI/CD, as we are creating a CI/CD pipeline. So let's name it in a familiar way. Now, after this, you have different types of pipelines you need to choose. Now, these are the types of pipelines that you would you like to choose based on your jobs or your requirements. So here, in my case, I will simply take a freestyle project, click on OK. Alright, I guess it's the name exists. So let's go back and change the name. Let's see if this is fine. Now we'll select the same option and click on OK. Now once we have created our project, now it's time to configure your pipeline. So for that, what do we need to do is, first of all, you can give a small description to your project saying that the you can give any description based on your requirements. So I'll just give a small description. Now after this, we will go to this source code management. Now here, as we had discussed that we would be needing the Git repository so that we can link the Jenkins as well as the Git repository to run the particular project. So we will click on Git, and here we need to specify the repository URL. Now in my case, I already have created a repository where I have couple of files, and now what I need to do is just copy the repository URL and then go back to our Jenkins server and paste it. Now here, once we are done, now next thing is to just save. Rest things we will keep it default as we have no such specific project. It's just a demo. So we'll just save it and we will move ahead. Now here your project has been created now. Now our Git repository is already linked with our Jenkins. Now what do we need to do is to build now. Now we will just click on this and let's wait. So as you can see, the build has been successful. So we'll just go to the console output and let's see what is the status. So as you can see here, it gives you the whole details about the build, and it lets you know by which user the project has been built, and then you can see the Git version as well as the remote URL. Now at the end, you can see the status of your build. And that's it. You have set up a primary CI/CD pipeline for your web applications using Jenkins. So this was all about DevOps. I hope you understood the basics of DevOps, its different phases, and how actually DevOps works. If you like more videos like these, then subscribe to our Edureka's YouTube channel and click the bell button to never miss out any updates from us. Until then, happy learning.
I hope you have enjoyed listening to this video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries, and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to Edureka channel to learn more. Happy learning!